Now on display in New York's Hudson Valley, an exhibit exploring the work of often overlooked women in art, past and present. Faith Salie is our guide.
A 19th century mansion, a place that conjures images of a time gone by. A fitting venue for an art exhibit that includes antique quilts and a beaded toilet? This is where you can expect the unexpected. Here you'll find art you've probably never seen before, all of it created by women.
We actually have 300 years of work represented here.
Howard Czar is the executive director of Lyndhurst Mansion, a riverside home-turned-museum in Tarrytown, New York. He's also co-curator of a new exhibit called Women's Work, a presentation of historic and forgotten work displayed side by side with well-known contemporary artists, some who still struggle to be seen.
What struck me oftentimes is how frequently women were adopting these handcrafts into their work. It may not have been the central point of how they worked, but it was always there.
He's talking about contemporary artists like Faith Ringgold with her dolls and quilts, Judy Chicago and her famed dinner plates. Then there's Liza Liu. Her beaded toilet comes complete with a roll of beaded toilet paper, all inspired by the works of women who came before them.
I wanted to recognize that these women artists created a revolution. They changed the way we look at things. And ultimately, this work is wonderful, it's lovely, and it's joyous work.
I mean, if someone had told me that there would be a rotting lemon behind you.
Yep, and the story of the lemon is that the artist was influenced by the beaded fruit that women made from kits in the 1940s and the 1950s, and she collects those. When we started, we thought it would be the contemporary artists that we were uplifting. But in many ways, we've uplifted the historic artists who are often looked at as anonymous, small, little housewives doing unimportant things. It actually elevated the women from the past. We have needle-pointed cushions made by Martha Washington. And Martha Washington was known as an excellent seamstress.
Another interesting piece of stitch work, a pair of 19th century bloomers embroidered by contemporary artist Zoe Buckman.
She takes specific rap lyrics that are referring to potentially objectification of women.
An example of women taking their representation into their own hands.
The issue with African American dolls and their representation is a complex one. This is actually likely supposed to represent a specific person. The outfit that she's wearing is an outfit that was worn by servants, both black and white at the time. This is not a stereotypical representation, it's an actual representation. Next to it, you have a doll by Faith Ringgold, character made in the 1970s, of the types of people that she saw around her in her Harlem neighborhood that were not being recognized and were not being seen by the larger Caucasian community.
So is it craft or is it art?
You had to study, you had to learn the technique, you had to master the technique, you had to make it better and more beautiful than other people were. So how's that not art?
Artist Nafise White found inspiration directly from the women who came before her, using industrial items and beauty products.
What are they made of?
They're made of synthetic hair and bobby pins. Each time I place a bobby pin to hold something, to hold a braid, to hold a curl, is an homage to my grandmothers. So as they used to pin their hair up.
Reminiscent of 18th and 19th century memorial wreaths made of human hair, like this one by an anonymous artist.
What do you think these women, even girls, would say to see their works being exhibited with such surprising modern feminist works?
Finally, you're seeing what we did and who we were and who women are.
They persisted.
They persisted. They definitely did.